Good evening to everybody. I welcome all the students to Pune College of Arts, Science and Commerce Camp Pune 1. I teach statistics at SYBSc and SYBA level, paper 1, discrete probability distributions and time series. Myself, I am Dr. M.B. Pathan. In last lecture, we have discussed about mathematical models of time series. According to syllabus, you have to study two models of time series. One is known as additive model and another is known as multiplicative model. If we assume the interrelation between four component series as additive, so we write value of time series y equal capital T plus capital S plus capital C plus capital I by assuming these components interrelated by addition operation. If we assume they are interrelated with multiplication, we write the value of time series y equal capital T multiply capital S multiply capital C multiply capital I. Now in this equation, y stand for joint effect of these four components on a variable under study. Capital T is a long-term effect commonly called as a secular trend. Capital S is a seasonal effect. Capital C is a cyclical effect. Capital I is an irregular effect. By using these two mathematical models, we perform analysis of time series. Analysis of time series. Analysis means we try to separate out the effect of these components from the main variable y. That is the concept of analysis of time series. In addition to this, we also studied uses of analysis of time series. Now in today's lecture, we'll try to see the topic which comes under various methods of estimation of first component, that is known as long-term effect, that is known as secular trend. So today's topic is measurement, or you can call estimation of trend factor in a variable y. In time series, the effect of secular trend can be estimated by using following methods. As per syllabus, we have three methods to estimate value of trend, that means capital T. First method is known as moving average method, abbreviated as capital MA. Second method is method of least square, by fitting a curve, by fitting a straight line to the values of time series. we decide the effect of trend. Third method is under the heading of exponential smoothing. Let us see first method and then we'll proceed ahead. Number one, moving average method to estimate trend, or you can call secular trend. Measure of trend is possible when fluctuation arising due to other three components of time series: seasonal, cyclical, and irregular, are smoothed out. This is nicely achieved in method of moving average. That means by using moving average method, we try to average out the effect of seasonal, cyclical, and irregular on the value of time series. The rest part is nothing but effect of a trend. It consists of calculating arithmetic mean of successive overlapping values. That means in case of moving average, the word itself gives a meaning of method. You are calculating average, but that average is not for entire data, it is a part of the data. And then we move ahead till the end of the data. That's why it is called as a moving average method. You can understand this clearly by following steps. Suppose I denote a time series as below. Time factor by small t, that is t1, t2, t3, dash dash tn. Time may be in terms of days, months, years, any time factor. Depends on the variable under study. In last lectures, I told you many examples of time series where time may be month, hours, day, year, semi-quarter, etc. The variable under study denoted by capital Y. So for first time factor, you have a record of Y1. Second time factor, you have a record of Y2. Third time factor, you have a record of Y3, and so on. Between T1, T2, T3, there is an equal gap. That means this collection is by chronological order. After having a time series data with us, we try to go ahead. Suppose we want to find moving average for given time series with period of m years. The value is known as period of moving average. This number is given to you. So according to this number, your method works. Generally, it is equal to time interval at two successive maxima of y observations. Let us see the procedure of moving average in detail. First, moving average with period of m. This scan copy is not clear. The numerator is y1 plus y2 plus dash dash ym. So we are making a total of first m values of a data divided by m. So this is the average from the starting value till m value of data. Now after getting this calculation, we calculate second moving average. See the formula of second moving average. It begins from y2 plus y3 plus dash dash ym plus ym plus 1. Everybody make the correction in your notebook. Second formula is plus ym plus 1 divided by m. Let us look difference with before. First moving average start with y1, stop at ym. Second moving average start from y2 and stop at ym plus 1 divided by m. What you understand? The first calculation with first m values. For second moving average, drop the first value of a data. This y1 is discarded and calculation start from y2 and add next value from the time series, that is ym plus 1. If I want to explain with numerical, suppose m equal to 3, then my first moving average is y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Second moving average will be y2 plus y3 plus y4 divided by 3. The method goes on continue till I am able to make a group of 3 values. If I am not getting group of 3 values, that is the last calculation of moving average. Suppose I explain in general one more calculation, third moving average. So now in third moving average, y2 will be dropped. Calculation start from y3. And it will go up to ym plus 2. For example, m equal to 3. First calculation y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Second calculation y2 plus y3 plus y4 divided by 3. Third calculation y3 plus y4 plus y5 divided by 3. Procedure is continued until I am able to get group of 3 values. So this is a calculation which is called as moving average calculations. We are finding an average, but we go ahead by dropping first value of previous calculation and add the next value of the data to get required number of values, and so on. According to period, we have following cases for calculating moving average. The value of m may be odd number, sometime may be even number. If it is odd number, calculations are straightforward like this. There is no change. But if you have even number, then you have to make little change in the calculations. For getting the value of moving average, in other word, to get the value of trend, in case of odd number, only one type of calculation we perform. If period under study is even, then we have to make 2 time calculations. Let us see how. In this case, moving average with given period does not coincides with original time series. In order to make it coincide with given time series, we have to obtain moving average of making a group. This process gives centered moving average. The centered moving average represent estimate of trend values, that is a T. I will explain again what is the concept of even. Suppose my M is odd. So I add y1 plus y2 plus y3 divide by 3. What is the number comes that is written in front of y2 as a center? Similarly, y2 plus y3 plus y4 divided by 3. Calculation will be written in front of y3. That means if M equal to 3, you will not get answer of moving average for first value of data and the last value of the data, because method suggests what the moving average you calculate, it should be written in front of center of the group. My group number 1 is y1, y2, y3. Center comes in front of 2. So write the calculation in front of 2. For y2, y3, y4, center is y3. So write the calculation in front of y3. This is not happening if my M is even. For example, M is 4. So what is the nature of calculation? y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 divide by 4. Now for these 4 values, you don't have a center which is coincide with the given value of data. Now what is the meaning of this? If M is 3, average coincide with y2. Second average coincide with y3 and so on. But if you are having a even period, for example 4, the answer of first moving average will lie between y2 and y3, not for y2, not for y3. So I am not getting calculation which coincide with original data. To overcome this difficulty, what we do, we calculate moving average 2 times. First time with 4 values, and second time by picking a group of 2, then you get a center, and that center will be for y3. So y1, y2 not getting calculation, and lastly 2 numbers not getting calculation. That is the serious drawback of moving average method. Making a group of 2 moving average, again, this process gives a centered moving average. So if period is even, you have to calculate moving average by 2 times. Number 1, with given period, let us say 4. You will get the calculations as moving average, original. Now in the next column, the heading will be centered moving average, make a pair, get an average of 2 right in the center. This goes to the corresponding value of time series of second year Y2 and process continue till end of the data. The center moving average, if period is even, gives the value of trend. And if the trend period is odd, directly what you get in this step is your answer. Be remember, if period is odd, say m equal to 3, only one calculations for moving average. If period is even, let us say m equal to 4, you have to make 2 calculations for moving average. One by original data, and then again a moving average of moving average by making a group of 2 values. That is the difference between odd period and even period. Question theoretical on the topic. Describe moving average to measure, to estimate trend values in time series. You have to elaborate like this. You may take a simple example and you can elaborate by that simple example also. Let us see what are the advantages of moving average method and disadvantage. The following are some merits called as advantages of moving average method. The method is simple and easy to understand. It based on only the simple calculation of average. The method is easy to calculate. The method is not subjective, that means it not depends on the variable under study. Variable may changes, method remains same. A proper choice of period can be removed, seasonal, cyclical fluctuations completely. If you want to remove effect of season, effect of cyclical, to some extent, effect of irregular, that is possible by picking the proper value of time period, that is the value of m. The method is flexible in the sense that if more observations added to given data, then moving averages obtained earlier does not change. That means, suppose you have a collection of time series up to 2015. The calculations which is calculated will not change by adding the next 5-year data, that is 2016 till 2020. So method will not affect, it is flexible. Demerits of moving average. Disadvantage of moving average. The following are some demerits of moving average. The method cannot provide trend values for some initial and some last point of time factor. This is very serious drawback of moving average method. We are not able to predict beginning value and end value of the data. It cannot be used for forecasting. So by using moving average calculation, estimation for the future is not possible. It estimates trend values fairly well if the trend available in series is linear and fluctuations are periodic. So these are the disadvantages of the method known as moving average. And these are the 5 advantages, merits of time series. Moving average method to estimate values of a trend in time series.